Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to our F1 2012 Williams career mode. Today it's time for the 4th episode and the 4th race of the 2012 season. This time at Bahrain. It's been a long time since the drivers have raced at Bahrain this year, of course, because they had a hiatus last year. I think it was riots or something, but unrest in Bahrain stopped the Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix happening in 2011. So the last race of that was 2010. It was the start of the season, so at this point it's got to be not 2.5 years just yet, but over 2 years since the drivers have come to this circuit. Of course, back in 2012, it was in the daytimes. It's going to be quite weird to adjust to that, but personally, I absolutely adore the Bahrain circuit. It's one I've loved for a while, and people don't really get why, but I just think it flows so well, and I think I'm quite a good driver at it, and the night time of previous years only adds to the spectacle of that race. But we're going to get into that in a minute. Of course, we got a point last time out in China. Just checking you guys watch. Of course we didn't. We were 10th place up until the last lap, in which we spun. Gave Mark Webber the point and finished in 17th. So we've got to improve our fortunes here in Bahrain. But personally, looking at the track so far, Australia, it's a decent track, but really we weren't going to expect much there. Malaysia was just a shock. I didn't expect to be that far up. China, I'm not particularly a fan of the track. But Bahrain, Spain, not necessarily Monaco, but Canada, Britain, Germany. There's some great tracks coming up in the foreseeable future. But just a quick look at the championship. We're 3-minute racing now, so the earliest part of the season has certainly begun. And the championship fight, I haven't looked at this yet, is really, really close. Hamilton's on 50 points, Alonso on 49, Button 47, and Vettel is on 40. If I remember right, Button won the which one did he win? He won the Malaysia one. I think Alonso won first off, and Hamilton, I think, won in China. So we've had 3 different winners again, the same as it was back in 2012 in real life. I wouldn't be shocked if Vettel won this Bahrain Grand Prix, so that would make it 4. But quite a poor start from Mark Webber in the Red Bull racing team. And quite a poor start from Kimi Raikkonen as well. Only 2 points for him so far. And Lotus have started off a lot poorer than I thought they would have started. And same goes for Mercedes, really, with Rosberg and Schumacher there. But they haven't had the best start, but there's always time for them. Felipe Massa, a very poor start from him as well this season. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Of course, none of the smaller teams picking up any points yet. But hopefully we can wriggle our way into 6th and maybe 5th for a really strong position here. But the strong start of Sauber is definitely something we've got to look at. And hopefully we can try and get some good results and try and get up to them in the Constructors. Because they're already about 20 points ahead, which over a season is going to be quite tough for us to get back. Think about if we're only getting sort of 8th place, 9th place. It's going to take 5 or 6 races to catch up to them with them scoring no points. So we need a few big results. One which I believe, without putting much pressure on me here, is going to be one we hopefully can achieve. But we also need to make sure that Pasta can get a point or 2 as well. He did get 2 points back in China, and a point from us would have helped the cause as well. But of course, we're still riding very much on that 4th place from Malaysia, which if you haven't watched, I'd recommend you go and do that in the channel, on the channel playlist, or in the suggested videos, or wherever you might be able to find that video. But one race which I am certain there's not going to be any rain, even though it's quite cloudy. Probably the sand coming over from the overcast circuit. But yeah, it's quite cloudy. But one race which I am very sure it's not going to rain at is here. But our qualifying objective is quite modest, really. 14th, I think we can do that. But as said before, that we are very good at this circuit. I do like this circuit. So without any further ado, let's go and set a lap that gets us easily into Q2. Well, this lap can't have been that good. We've been stuck behind Kovalainen all the lap. Hopefully this front straight, which we've got onto incredibly scrappily there, once again will help us to get past him. But this isn't going to be a particularly good lap, I feel. But it still beats Kovalainen's lap, which to be fair isn't really much of an achievement. But we are going to have to, on this second lap, just dive at the inside of him here, or else we aren't going to get on with it. I mean, that's going to be a waste of time. The lap's pretty much over now, but at least we've got past Heikki. It's going to be quite scrappy though there. And I wouldn't be surprised there's a big dent in that first sector time, in that we're going to be quite a way off our teammate Maldonado's set a time. That's a good time to be set. Well, not a good time. What am I saying? Good. I can't even think. Good target, I think Maldonado is. I'll think of the word in about half an hour. But my point is that Maldonado's a good. I mean, come on, we're making mistakes now, so I'm going to shut up. Indicator, that's the blooming word I'm looking for. Well, we've been slacking so much that I've just forgotten to drive. We're quite a way off. The stupid thing we've done now is that we've let Ricciardo in front of us, but we need to have a good exit out of this corner. That's something we haven't done so far. But we're not too far off our teammate, to be fair, but we do need to improve. And that's something we can hopefully do now with this flying lap. But look at Ricardo, really good lap from him. Hopefully, we can get up the inside of him without any real worry, unlike what happened with Kovalainen earlier. We've just got to be ruthless, and luckily Ricardo's on a slow down lap anyway. Button's not going to get in the way. And this needs to be the lap, or else I pretty much am going to guess that we're going to be out. And look at that lap from Maldonado. We need a big improvement. But on a track that we are supposedly very good at, it's not going too well here. We are purple, that being said, though, here, so it's looking good. Well, it's not looking that good for us, actually, here. Maldonado seems to have the measure of us, but I do remember that in previous sessions, Maldonado's pretty much topped the times, the likes of China and Australia. So as long as we stay fairly competitive, that's not the best exit whatsoever. But as long as we stay fairly competitive and prove what we've done here, where will it get up to? We're up to 5th. We'll take that. I think we're above Felipe Massa, so we're above someone at least, and we'll definitely be above those 6 cars at the bottom of the grid, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us out of Q1. Well, what a turn up for the books that is. Kimi Raikkonen from Lotus has continued his awful start to the season. He's out in Q1. Well, look at how close the field are. I mean, look how far everyone else is away from the lower 6 cars. I mean, 3.1 seconds Kovalainen's off, and 1.8 off the next car, and then the HRT is second back, so we won't focus on them. But luckily, it is confirmed that Maldonado is just on absolute fire. I mean, look at that lap. If you can replicate that in Q2 and Q3, we're going to be battered by him this weekend, but all looks normal. Force India doing very well there. But I think, to be honest, it's just the case that in Q1, possibly the quicker team's going for the prime tyre. That's what I can think, possibly. But I'll tell you what, we need to quicken up our act for Q2, or else we're going to have no way we're going to get into Q3, because realistically, that time that we set to just scrape us into 10th isn't really going to be good enough to get into Q3. But you never know. Let's see what we can do. Well, it is going to be marginal here, to be fair, because it was about, I think, a 33.8 that we did on our lap. So if we keep to the pace we did last time, we might just be in the top 10. Bear in mind that there are 10 minutes left in this session, so that drop zone may improve in terms of the time that we need to get into Q3. Here's our first effort then. We've pretty much left all of our curves. Schumacher with the fastest lap of the day. Left all of our curves till now. We are safe. Just look at that. Look how close that is. Wow, we've got a few more laps left though, but at the moment we're within the top 10. Well, we've had a cool down lap there, and now it is time for the final effort of ours. I think, well, we'll have time to come back into the pits, but what's the point of using 2 sets of tyres? So this is going to be the lap that hopefully is our best, or else there's not really much point you coming on board with me for this one. But there is only 5 minutes left, so that is pretty much confirmed that it's going to be tight to get back into the pits and set a lap after this. But a little bit aggressive there, a little bit of a twitch, but that's okay. Let's keep it on the track. Looks good though. Get it into second, get it round there, go. A little bit on the curb there, but that's okay. And look at that, would you look at that? 2 tenths up in terms of our purple. We are very good at the first sectors of tracks, to be quite honest. Seems to be a bit of a pattern at the moment, which is a bit weird. But I'll take it nonetheless. Certainly improves our stature coming up to some of these sectors. But I'm a little bit worried about this Sauber or whoever it is. It might be a Force India ahead of it. Is it? It's a Force India. Paul Di Resta. Is he going to get out of the way? He might as well use some of his slipstream. But luckily he gets out of the way fairly easily. Lose a bit of our curves there as well. Just to get clear. But we haven't got much fuel left. We should be able to get to the end of the lap quite easily. But that's not the best turn in there really. But get the DRS flap right open. We'll not be able to keep it open round here. But yeah, open it back up now. And we're 7 tenths off Schumacher, and we are pretty much dead on. We are exactly dead on with the sector we set last time out in this in the sector 2. So any improvement will be great. Can we do it? Not the best entry to that corner, but it's a decent exit. Just gonna have to keep it going, keep it floored until the line. What's it looking like? It's a 133.5, and that 2 tenths that we improved now. Not even 2 tenths. That's 192 thousandths we improved there. Should be enough to get us up to Q3, but somehow I still don't think the leading teams have shown their best. Mark Webber goes top. Well, Mark Webber, who was in 10th, goes top. I mean, where's Maldonado in all this? He set a 132 in the last session. It's not all over yet, in my opinion. There's still a lot to come, so we might as well just stay on board now while we go into the garage. Just have a sip of my drink. Let's see what will happen. It's not all over yet, I don't think. 8th place for us at the moment. We're only a 10th clear of the drop zone, but there's no point going out now. What is going to happen between now and the end of the session? Is anybody going to get in who didn't before? Rosberg can't there. Maldonado, let's keep a watch on him. 40.9 in that second sector. To be fair, it's 2 tenths better than us, but a second down on us in that in the first. But is he going to make it? He's not. It stays as it is. Mark Webber goes first with a blinding lap, 5 tenths clear of anybody else. But some big casualties in that session. Both Toro Rosso's. Rosberg's gone. I think that's Massa's first Q3 of the season. One of the Sabres has gone. Maldonado 13th. Hulkenberg 15th. But look at that top 10. I think we've got the measure of Massa, Perez, possibly Grosjean. I think this looks good here for our best qualifying so far. And I think it's fair to say it's not going to rain in Q3 like it has previously. So it's all metal. What's the word? It's all pedal to metal now. Metal to the pedal. No, it's all metal to the pedal. All pedal to the... No, it's metal. Oh, I don't know anymore. Metal. No, I don't know. Metal. Pedal. I don't know. I'm hopeless. Right, there's 10 of us in this session. Pole position up for grabs. Shall we go and get it? I doubt it, but we can dream, can't we? Well, we've come out fairly early on, it seems, to the rest of the grid, so it might be best just to slow down a little bit. Everyone has come out to do their first banker lap. We're just going to slow down a little bit. We don't particularly want to really be with them. But we've got enough space now, so we're at the back of that field. And now it's our turn to try and get something here on this grid. We might be lucky today, you never know. But we start our lap. They're all quite bunched up through the first corner, so we expect non-optimal times from them. But as long as we keep our lap as good as we can, it's in the lap of the gods really then, depending on how we do. Up to third though, up to third gear that is. I do like this first complex. 29.4 I think we got here last time to go purple, so anything in the range of that and better would be fantastic. On the marbles there a little bit. 29.6, so not as good, but we'll take it. Not a great entry and exit out of those corners, but again we'll take it at the moment. The other drivers might be making the same mistakes. Sometimes Q3 isn't the ultimate lap time. But let's get down second comfortably for this corner. A little bit too far wide possibly of what we want to be at entry there. But as I say, it's just the one lap we'll get here. We are going to have to use used tyres for this for the last run, but it's going to be worth it I think. How can we get on here? We'll know what everyone else is setting in a little while. That's not the best at all, is it? We've lost a lot of time there. But it is just as a banker lap, this is, bear in mind. So we're going to take a few more risks. Let's see what we can do. No, we tried to downshift to fourth there, and that didn't really work. So, first laps are going to be on the board. What are they? Let's have a look. Taking a while to come through. 1:32.4 from Vettel. Jesus, I don't think we're going to compete with that whatsoever. But are we going to improve from 10th place? That's the question. How are we going to get on? Let's find out. We're a mile off the 32.4 that Vettel set. And I don't think it's going to be any more than getting off bottom. And that is a disaster. 2 seconds off. Well, do we bother coming out again? That wasn't the best lap, to be honest. But let's just drive a smooth, slow lap back into the pits, and hopefully the track conditions will benefit us later on. Right, we're coming to the end of our banker lap then on the end of the session. Everyone else has just come into the pits. We've got the track to ourselves. I don't think it's going to be a brilliant lap, but it's not going to hurt. Where's it going to get us to? Still in last, but that's a big improvement, nearly a second. If we can improve by that much next lap, God, managing that, eh? Lower fuel, of course, though, here compared to what we did last lap. Bit of a wider engine, but actually that doesn't suit us too badly. I hope we can beat Felipe Massa. It'd be a bit of a shame to not improve our grid position, despite really pushing it to the limits here. 29.5 Sebastian Vettel set in the first sector. Can we do anything better than that? I think we'll struggle. Track split might be a little bit slower than it has been. A bit of an improvement, actually, on our first sector there. It's all about margins here. It's flowing a little bit better. Nobody else is going to change now. It's all down to what we can do. So nobody else has set any better or worse lap times. Not the best, really, there, to be honest. Oh, no, that's it. We've spun it there. And that, ladies and gents, after all that hassle and all those laps, and ultimately we've burned through this set of tyres, we're going to start where we would have started if we hadn't have even bothered in this session. So, 10th place for us, and I'm a little bit fearful that might be our maximum in this race. But let's find out nonetheless. Let's go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's an all-German front row. Vettel's on pole. Schumacher second. Grosjean third. What a grid that is. We start in 10th, and Maldonado's 3 place behind us in P13. Well, I was just doing the jazzy introduction to the grid, Vettel on pole, etc. And then the phone goes 2 seconds after the start, so that's a disaster. But anyway, 5 lights above the drivers. We're in 10th, Maldonado 13th, Vettel's on pole, Massa just above us. And what a start that is. Brilliant, we've got past Massa. Hamilton's on the outside, Perez in the middle of the track. We're just going to position ourselves around in the middle of the track. But, ooh, bit dangerous here. Hamilton's very much on the outside. But it looks like Vettel's lost the lead at the start. And Michael Schumacher has took the lead at the start of this Bahrain Grand Prix. What a start this has been for us. We try and get past Perez, who's also gained 2 places at the start, interestingly. But this is a good start around the outside of Alonso, potentially. It's going to be tight. Is he going to push us out? No, he's not. He's going to give us the room. And that is a brilliant start for us. Staying 5th round this corner. Grosjean maintains 3rd place. But we are up to 4th now. If we can get past Webber, we push him out a little bit, but we're still within our entitlements. And this very much mirrors the Grand Prix of Malaysia. What a start this has been for us. Brilliant stuff. We've just dug in. Had a really good start there. And unfortunately, it looks like the top 3 might just go away now. But we are very much on the brink of what could be a brilliant result. But of course, Mark Webber was just behind us in the last race. And we all know what happened then. Oh, I was going to give a bit of an update. But Webber's closed a lot quicker than I would have thought. He's going up the inside here, is Mark. It looks like they're having a bit of a scrap ahead, but Webber rescinds that for some reason. He doesn't bother. That's a bit weird. We haven't used any of our curves this lap. Webber's really fell back there. Blimey, look at that. But they are really fighting above us, and I do wonder, potentially, whether we can get a sniff. I mean, look at Schumacher defending the inside. He's still got 1st place above Vettel, but all this scrapping only helps us. Oh, we're cutting back. I doubt I even went away then, because Vettel somehow just lost the position to Grosjean. I didn't realise Grosjean was so close to the top 3. But we are right on the back of Vettel now. Well, look at this. Grosjean's really holding Vettel up, and now we've got a chance. Vettel defends the inside line. We go around the inside. We're not going to be able to get it. We're not quite close enough. We always like the inside dive here, though, don't we? And I think we pulled it off. The AI just customary for some reason go wide there. If you try to go up the inside, they just go onto the wide gravel. But we've took Sebastian Vettel. What a bad start it's been for Vettel. Well, new heights for us, up to 3rd place. And what was that from Vettel? I really don't know. He was fighting with Schumacher going into the corner. Not the best entry there, admittedly. He was fighting with Schumacher going into the corner. I didn't think Grosjean was that close. Whether Schumacher just cut him off, Grosjean got him, and obviously he lost momentum from there, and he's lost 2 places because of it, and potentially could have been in the lead of this race, but at the moment he's behind us, which is never a good place to be. Right, he's really close now. They're going to open DRS, and Vettel's just going to sail past us. I think Webber will as well. It's going to be very tricky to just control this now, but we're just going to have to brake light into this one, and as it was in the Malaysian Grand Prix, even though they've got DRS, it's not really affected anything. And hopefully, Vettel, Webber and Alonso start to scrap between themselves behind us so that we can try and get above. But it seems the lower echelons of the field are doing a little bit better than us in terms of our times. Poor entry there. We're not focusing too much. Oh, we've got well out of shape there. And Vettel's trying up the inside here, but he backs out of it a little bit. Alonso's took Webber as well. But because Raikkonen set the best time, I think Di Resta set the fastest lap before as well. It confirms to me that there's going to be a look at that blooming, wow, look at this train that's building up. Not even behind, well, it is behind us, isn't it really, but it wasn't earlier. And this could be game changing. I mean, look at this. If we make a mistake, the effects could be groundbreaking. We're going to have to go in standard though now. We need to save some fuel. Luckily for the Grosjean and Schumacher above us, which really doesn't help. We're trying to fight Lotus and Mercedes coming to the end of the season. We don't want them to get 2nd and 1st. Alright, Red Bull, Ferrari and McLaren 1st and 2nd, fair enough. But those are the only teams who are going to gain points on here. And realistically, we're going to be nowhere near them at the end of the season. Well, as it stands, we're going to be nowhere near Lotus and Mercedes. But if Schumacher wins this, there'd be a real turn up for the book. I sense that the undercut might be a viable proposal. I mean, look at how much of a train we're building here. Secretly, we're doing it just to make sure Maldonado comes through, but he's not rising to the bait just yet. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a few trying to undercut this. Is anybody coming in? Anybody? Anybody? No, the strategy's just proved all wrong. Look at the lap, though, that Schumacher just set. We've just set a 38.1, and Schumacher just set a 35.9. He's romping away at the front. And, of course, well, Vettel's just took Webber's just took Vettel. I'm struggling to keep my eye off what's going on behind, because there's such a scrap going on behind. Webber's took Vettel. I think the Sauber's up to 6th, but unfortunately, our teammate's not really anywhere to be seen. He's in there somewhere, but quite near the back, which isn't going to help us out. Well, there's 2 Red Bull drivers behind us. Of course, they can't double stack. It would be ridiculous. But just one of them would just lose massive amount of time. Webber's off. Well, it's going to be Vettel who's coming in then. To be fair, was that our fault? I don't know. Should we have a look? I bet it won't go back that far now. Let's have a look. Was it our fault? It probably was. Did we turn in on him? To be honest, I don't think we did. Nothing above what we'd have done anyway, so I don't think we can really complain with that. But Webber, that was not going to have helped his race. That was not tactical, by the way. That was not just to let everyone catch up to us. Nothing like that whatsoever. But we're in the pits now. Grosjean sets the fastest lap of the race. That could be crucial. About half of this pack go through, of course. Half come into the pits. One member of that pack, of course, which doesn't come into the pits is our teammate, Maldonado. Can he make it work? We're out ahead of Vettel, who's come in. But I'll tell you what, this could be a big advantage for the likes of the drivers who are lower down in the field and haven't pitted yet. Because I don't think anyone's pitted well. Look at that. There's a Caterham in 11th. That's the highest you'll see them all season. But this could be quite a shaken up grid, you know, by the time these pit stops are done. I think that Grosjean and Schumacher are going to be far away in the lead. But I think apart from that, anybody could be third. Well, here we go. And it's going to be Judgment Day. I don't think anybody started on the primes. So I think everyone above us, of course, apart from those who came out above us, which I presume is only Schumacher and Grosjean, all of those drivers are going to be coming into the pits now. So can we get back up to third, or will somebody prove to be have done a very successful overcut? Let's find out. Come out of the last corner. Is anybody going to pop out of the pits? Webber's just entered the pits, blimey. Well, they've escaped their pit boxes, but I think we're going to come out in third. Anybody here? There is. I think that's Rosberg. No, it's a blooming Sauber. Where's this Sauber come from? Sergio Perez. Hamilton's in 5th. Well, Vettel's been trumped a little bit there, hasn't he? Blimey. Well, to get back on the podium, we need to do this overtake now. Perez is on the inside. We're going to go even further on the inside, and Perez doesn't really offer any real backbone there. We've got past him. And that's changed the field a bit. We've got to have a look what's happened here. So we've got Perez in 4th. Maldonado's up to 6th. Brilliant. Fantastic. How on earth has that happened? I can only think it's Petrov who's holding up everyone behind him. Brilliant. Well, look at those names. Raikkonen 17th. Webber, admittedly, we took him out 16th. Rosberg 12th. Alonso 10th. Well, if Maldonado can overtake Perez and Hamilton, we are going to have a fantastic constructors score. One which I think is going to top everyone, because Schumacher's winning this, but Rosberg's out the points. Grosjean's in 2nd, and Raikkonen's way out the points. This could be a real turn up for the book. I mean, as it stands, to be honest, Maldonado is 6th, gets 8 points. So 23 points for us in the constructors. Wow, what a race this could be, but we can't let it slip away. Just a bit of an update on what's happening here. So everyone's got past Petrov because he pitted. That's obviously what happened. And now what we're going to have, Vettel's just set the fastest lap of the race at a 1:35.4. By comparison, we've just set a 1:36.5. They're all going to start catching up now, aren't they, in a bit of a truly trained formation. That being said, if you look behind Pastor Maldonado, there's a big gap to those behind. We're trying to really, well, not at the moment because they're not close enough, but if they do get close enough, within a few tenths, I could do it backing Perez and Lewis into Pastor Maldonado here. Honestly, it might look like we're not pushing and that we're trying to back them into Maldonado, but at the moment we are really pushing, but it's just the fact that they're quicker. So really, we're trying to fight for our position, and it's just dual purpose to be able to try and get Maldonado up to 4th place. I mean, if we can get him up to 5th, or Even if he stays where he is, it's a fantastic finish for the team. 23 points, we'd love that every single race. Not 23 at all. Is it? Yeah, it is, because 6th gets 8 points, so it is, that's correct. But it'd be brilliant if we can get there. But we are certainly pushing. We're making a few mistakes, albeit. Might just because we're on the mic at the moment, but Maldonado's not quite gaining the amount we want him to. But look how close they are now. Perez is just going to sail past, and so is Hamilton for the moment, I think. But once again, brake late. That's really one of the problems of the AI in this game. They're not aggressive enough. But Lewis Hamilton down in 5th's quite a shock. But for a Mercedes, a Williams, a Lotus, and a Sauber to be in the top 4, and a Williams in the top 6 as well. Another Williams. No. Oh, for Christ's sake. We've done this at every race so far. Right. Let's regain the position. We're going to be dirty here, but I don't care. No. No, that was a disaster. That wasn't good enough. Now we're just being stupid, and we've tapped Lewis Hamilton. Oh, dear. That was not intentional. Oh, we blooming lost the podium because of that stupid antics. I mean, Perez has gone. Well, that wasn't good enough from our view. Really wasn't. Oh, dear. We always have one slip, one spin, one near spin. But luckily, the effects weren't too bad. Maldonado's out! Oh, no. He's gone off the track and past the Maldonado. He's out of the Grand Prix. Ah. Oh. What a killer that is for Williams. What a killer. That's gutting. The engine's gone into in smoke for past the Maldonado. Oh, dear. I mean, we are way too far behind to even think about making a lunge on Perez now. I mean, we're 2 seconds back, for Christ's sake. We might use all our DRS, though, here. Push Hamilton out to the side. I mean, we gained somewhat on Perez there, but I don't quite think it was enough to make a lunge. Luckily, though, we're just about enough ahead of Hamilton. But luckily, that tap we had with him hasn't affected him too much. I want to get back up to Perez, but I don't think we're going to be able to. We're a little bit closer to Perez than we were, but not really close enough at the moment. But we are really pushing now. We are pushing to the limit. We're not going to be close enough to Perez by a mile on this lap. We've got to watch the fuel as well, but that will dip us into the 35s for the first time. That just shows how much we are pushing, ladies and gents. But Lewis Hamilton, we don't want Lewis. Go away. We're trying to push and get past Perez and regain our podium, but you being there isn't going to help out. The gap's gone back out now a little bit. It's about 1.5 seconds. I don't think it's going to be enough to get Perez, but you never know. Come on. Last lap time. Bear in mind, we're running a little bit low on fuel. We've had to go into standard mix now. Not the best. New personal best for us. Luckily, Hamilton's not too close. Don't go for it, Lewis, for goodness sake. Luckily, he doesn't on that occasion, so we don't have to make any evasive action. We've just got to go for it now against Perez and hope, for goodness sake, that our fuel doesn't run out at the end of the race. Come on. Vettel just sets the fastest lap. 1:35 dead. 2 drivers now out. Who's that? Who's gone? Who else has gone? It's Rosberg. Well, a race win for Mercedes and a retirement as well. What stark contrast that is. I don't think it's going to be enough to get Perez, so it's going to match our 4th place we got earlier on in Malaysia, but there's still hope yet. We need to be really aggressive. I mean, we're gaining in the corners, but Perez just gets the better acceleration. We've got to watch our fuel here. We really have. No double DRS, that would really help us out. I know we're probably not within a second of him, but that's a bit of a sloppy corner. I think that might be curtains for us. No! Ah, for goodness sake! Oh, dear. Right. Hamilton's ahead, but he's not too far ahead. We're just going to have to dive up the inside. Oh, we've hit him. We're going to try and keep him on the straight and narrow, though. We can't really take Hamilton out. That would be cruel. But Hamilton's in 4th. We're in 5th. Vettel's right behind us. If we run out of fuel here, I might just cry. But no, Hamilton's made it. Hamilton's still there. How's Vettel going to come into this now? If we run out of fuel, I am going to cry here. But we're going to go into lead mix just to make sure. But we're going to dive up the inside of Lewis Hamilton at the last corner of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Oh, he spun. No, he spun. We spun. We've got a penalty. Oh, man. We've got a penalty. We caused a collision. We've run out of fuel. 20 seconds! 20 seconds! Oh my god. No. What an idiot. What have I done there? What a tool. 20 seconds! That's ridiculous. Oh, man. Oh, well. 2 races in a row. Dramatic end of race scenes. And that means there's a Mercedes, a Lotus, and a bloody Sauber on the podium. Oh, 6 teams in the top 6. No points for us. From 23 points to nothing. Oh, dear. Well, I apologise to Hamilton, but our competitiveness has got one over on us there. 20 seconds, that's ridiculous. And in the Constructors, we're a long way off now, 6th place. Imagine, another at 20 odd points, we'd have nearly been above Lotus. That is shocking. Oh dear. I feel incredibly guilty there, guys, I really do. We were up in a brilliant position for a lot of the race there, and we've just mucked it up at the end. Just complete greed, another shambolic spin. Through too much pushing, really. We'd have took 5th place. Ah, and we ran out of fuel regardless. We would have been down to about 7th place. But again, at this point, I'd have took anything. Oh dear. Well, we called last episode Last Lap Action. I don't really know what we can call this one. I mean, we beat Maldonado, but Maldonado retired. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. Not hired. It wasn't hard. But dramatic scenes there. And now it's time for the Spanish Grand Prix. And you might have seen there, we're winning that battle against Maldonado now. But look at that. Rain forecast for Saturday and for Sunday. But we are a long way behind. Sauber in 4th in the Constructors. McLaren have just gone. But Sauber have had an incredibly strong start. We could have made that an incredibly strong start as well. But, oh dear, rubbish from us. And Maldonado just unlucky there. And it could have been so much better. Really could have been. We'll come to regret this at the end of the year. But nonetheless, if you enjoyed that, folks, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment if you enjoyed as well and subscribe for Formula 1 content twice a week. And until next Saturday, folks, thank you very much for watching. No, is it not Saturday? No, it's on Wednesday. Because this episode will come out on Saturday. So until the Wednesday, folks, thank you very much for watching. I've been CIJ Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.